Welcome everyone. In this video, I will tell you about some interesting program based on what we have learned so far. So let's start. In first program, I have created a function which will take input list which elements is string type and return a new list which elements will be integer type. So at line number 3, I have defined a function int list using def keyword, and as a parameter I have declared a list name array, and inside the function I have defined one list name mylist, and using list comprehension I am storing one by one integer value inside the list. So here you can see I have using another approach called list comprehension. So let's talk about how it is working. In list comprehension there is two parts. One is int item and another is iteration part. At first iteration part will be executed. For iteration I am using for loop. In for loop I have taken a item variable. So basically first iteration for loop will take a element from array and will store into item variable, and then second part will be executed. So in second part I just converting element into integer using int item. This is typecasting, and using typecasting I stored all integer value into my list, and this process will continue until all array elements are converted to integers. And after storing all items into list, I just return my list to the function int list. Here in line number 10 I have just taken a list name user input, and using input function I am taking input from user, and using dot split function just break all item basis on space and storing them at individual index of the user input list. And line number 11 I just printed the user list. So let's print. Let's run it and let us see you what is happening. So I just taking input separated by space, just 2 3 4 5, and hit enter. Here you can see my list is printed. If you want to check the type of the item, just write print type inside type function user input, and then inside the third bracket just take a index. I take 0th index, and let's run this line. Once again take input separated by space and hit enter. Here you can see inside the user list all items are in string form. And then at line number 13 I am calling int list. This is the function I have already defined at line number 3, and passing an argument user input. This, and here I have taken another result list. Inside the result I will store whatever int list function will give as a result, and then I have just print the result. So uncomment this line and run it again. So here you can see my new list is already printed. If you want to check that what type of data has present inside the list, then write this line and run it again. Let's show you. Hit enter. Here you can see inside the user input there is string type data is present, and after converting into integer type data, now you can see all data is become integer.